mentoring was also a really great concept in Toastmasters. And thanks to this, I think we all are what we are. And mentoring is what really gives us the real foundation that we need to get ourselves transformed as Toastmasters. Let us see what we mean by a mentor. A mentor serves as a role model, a coach and confidant, offering knowledge, insight, perspective or wisdom useful to the mentee. Yes, we can depend on mentors to help us through the journey of Toastmasters. I wonder if you've ever thought how this word mentor came. The word mentor it goes back to Greek mythology when Odysseus went out to war and he left his son Telemachus with mentor to take care of him and also educate him. And that's how we get this word mentor. Now, why is mentoring so essential? Let's look at the benefits. Through your mentor, as a mentee, you learn about this great program called Toastmasters. In fact, he's the one who will sort of brief you on this, tell you all about the program and motivate you to go on in the journey. You learn all about the club standards, the customs, the values, because you're coming into an organization and you should know what it is. And most importantly, the mentor helps you develop confidence and self-esteem. We don't realize it, but because of their encouraging words, their support, we develop better, more, and become more and more confident. And we also start participating. Let's take a notion. What I've observed in the class, generally with the younger, the Toastmasters that come in, they think that a mentor is only for the speeches, to take guidance just for the speeches. And that is how they don't. What happens is they don't take full benefit from the mentor. And what happens is generally the preparation takes time, and just one day before the meeting, maybe the meeting, they send their draft. They're supposed to go through it, look at it, and approve it. And there's hardly any time to even, sort of make the corrections or anything. I've also had some mentors. It's only on paper that they're on as our mentor. I'm their mentor. They've even gone and given speeches without my knowledge. It's happened. It's happened. I've also discussed this with Rajdeep, and he also faced it. Sometimes his mentor also would not have told him. And then we say, is it right? That why should we have mentors? It's also, it speaks of us, isn't it? If they don't come. What happens is, people don't ask questions, and this is very important for a mentee to find out. You need to be curious. You need to know what you need, what are the things that you get in Toastmasters, how you can develop, how you can this, and we need to fix up times together. I do try meeting them, speaking to them and telling them to come to the meetings, and then sometimes, it doesn't happen, and it just goes on, or sometimes they, they're engrossed in their work, and it just doesn't happen. There are many mentees who just not continue their journey. So that is why I would say that take advantage of the mentor in every aspect of Toastmasters. We are there to tell you not only just about your speeches, and I must tell you this also. One of my mentees, I helped him out with the script, and then he took it for granted that every time I write out his speech. And I said, no, sorry, you have to write your own speech. And then that's when we started working working on the script as well. So there are various things. You can't depend fully on your mentor. You can't totally ignore the mentor also and think it's not necessary. Please do take advantage of the mentor. We are here to give you ideas for your speech, to help you organize your speech, and most importantly, that rehearsal coming in front of the mentor and doing it, practicing your speech. That is what really evolves you as a great speaker. And don't keep it to the last stage so that we don't get the time to mentor you. And that's why I feel you need to prepare well in advance. And this is a trend. This is a trend by and large nowadays, because you are so tight-pressed for your for time, and therefore you just try to do something in a hurry and go on. So please take complete, total advantage, and mentors are also there to help you learn your speaking skills quickly. They say a conversation, a little conversation across the table with a wise man is worth 1 month's study of books. We don't consider ourselves wise men, yeah? But definitely we can save a lot of your time researching things and helping you out with your speeches. And then we take you to the levels of leadership. We will also tell you where, beyond the club also, which will come a little later. The next. That is as far as a mentee, a new member. Now, even for an experienced member, there's no harm in having a mentor. What happens is you can further refine your skills. There may be some people who are weak in their humor, so they can go up to a person, and a person who's strong in humor can go up to them. And another thing, if you are assigned a mentor, it doesn't mean that you can't take help from other Toastmasters. They are all there to help you out. And if your mentor is not free, you can always take the help of another mentor, another Toastmaster to get guidance on your speeches. So for people who are experienced, it can further refine their skills, and you could also learn new skills for the experience. You could maybe start concentrating on your leadership skills, because in Toastmasters you've got a lot of leadership opportunities which you should grab. And another thing I'd like to tell you all is, as a mentee, whenever you take up any role in the club, there's no harm in going up to your mentor and asking him, how do you do this? How do I execute my role as an accountant, as a grammarian, as a time manager, especially when you're doing the MC role? Take advantage of your mentor, ask him how this needs to be done. As a general evaluator, ask him how do you do it. Ask even as an evaluator when you're doing the evaluation for the first time. I do remember some of the Toastmasters coming up and saying, how do I evaluate this project when I was EMC? One of the Toastmasters asked me, how do I evaluate this project? What are the things I point out? So at every stage, everywhere, we are there. And it's not just the mentor who's assigned to you, but any other experienced Toastmaster, you can also bank on them. Okay? And it's a two-way process. Even the mentor benefits. How does a mentor benefit? By mentoring. You learn from your mentee. You learn to see, you get a different perspective from the mentee. He comes from a different background. So whatever you've been doing for a long time, you definitely get a different perspective. And it does open your eyes to certain things. And when you're mentoring the speeches, we also get to know so many subjects, so many areas which we are not familiar with. So not only your knowledge increases, you get a different perspective, you get new insights into certain experiences, and you are free to ask any number of questions. But you should ask it in a nice way, not an irritating way. And see, after you, as a senior Toastmaster, there are times when you're not able to, let's say for example myself, I've completed my DTM, I've still not started my journey again. But I'm still, helping out other Toastmasters, and that way we remain productive. And things are changing. So we need to be aware of what is happening in Toastmasters so many changes that have happened. So we need to update ourselves. So that's how mentoring also helps. Because they always say, as Prabhudev, Tony said, Aristotle said, if you have to teach, you have to know it better. So as mentors, we also need to learn it much better. And as a lecturer, as a trainer, I really believe in it, that if I have to tell it to someone else, I will double the work. And I've always gained much, much more knowledge. And always Toastmasters becomes more meaningful as a mentor, because you are helping someone else. You are helping them develop. You are transforming them. And all my senior Toastmasters will agree that it gives you sublime joy when you see someone you have, guided become someone, become someone in Toastmasters. So you're doing something for others, so your Toastmaster experience becomes more meaningful. And as you mentor, you get recognition, because the moment a speech is delivered well, the first thought that comes to our minds is, who mentored this person? So when you see the quality in another person, your esteem also goes up. So please remember that. And imagine, the more the number of mentees develop, the more your esteem also goes up. So that is what the benefit that mentors get. And then there's another dimension in terms of benefits, and that's to the club. Now, how does a club benefit from the mentoring? You get much more, you get more members, because they know you're being guided, you're being transformed, so people want to come and learn and sharpen their leadership skills, their speaking skills, so more members come. Then you have more satisfied members. They want to learn more when they've been helped to develop, and that's how we gain members. And perhaps that's the secret of Bangalore Toastmasters, friend. That is why we are so strong. That is what people keep coming to this club. One thing, as our systems are in place, we follow it strictly, meticulously, and definitely there's a huge fund of experience and knowledge in this club. And that explains our large membership. Now, what are the qualities that are necessary? Now, if you have to become a mentor, you firstly need to go through all the stages, the various. You need to be available. If you're a very busy person, be frank. Say you'd love to work with the person, but because of your work, you're not able to do it. You should be accessible. And the mentee, when he approaches you, you should be able to tell him. Because especially nowadays with the present technology, I don't see any difficulty. You can even get them to give a video recording of their speech and give them feedback. If there is a mind to do it, you can do the mentoring really well, thanks to technology today. And then you should be patient, because there are, as you know, a small kid. They're just like a small kid in the speaking journey. So we need to be very patient. Think yourself, and any interpersonal relationship, I always tell, when some of the women have problems with their husband, I also say, look at your husband as a kid, and you'll forgive them everything. So similarly, even as your mentee, look at him as a kid, and you'll be able to really take him through the journey, guide him, and help him. Always be respectful. Don't think just because he's less experienced, he doesn't know things. Keep an open mind. Mentors, please keep an open mind, because there are a lot of things we can learn from our mentees. I always keep an open mind, no matter who it is. I can also pick up things from my maidservants, from people around, because they always have a different perspective, or they throw light on something new. We are never the ultimate in anything. There's always, and especially in today's world, information bursting, there's so many things to learn, so be respectful of whatever suggestion or whatever suggestions or ideas they give. Be sensitive to the needs of the mentee. Because sometimes when they're starting their journey, you really need to be, patient with them. We need to be sensitive. We have empathy. Understand what is it that they really need and try and give it to them. So these are the qualities which those who are looking to be mentors need to be developed. Yeah? It helps you develop also as a person when you become a mentor. And remember, learn to be flexible, because a member would have developed his speech from a certain angle. And just because you don't understand his perspective, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. So you should also be able to be flexible and not be too rigid as a mentor. See what are the other possibilities, what are the other ways of doing the same speech from different angles. Be flexible. And some more, please, supportive of the club. There's no, you're representative of the club, there's no point in running down the club, this club is useless and all that, never. You have to be part of the club and always be very, very supportive of the club, because then your credibility goes down. And why are you here then thing? Isn't it? If you're not happy with this club, there are so many other clubs. So always be supportive of the club, be supportive of whatever the club is doing, and that's how we can grow better. Be knowledgeable. Just as we have to learn to be a mentor, we need to learn more. So always be knowledgeable, always take it as a challenge and try to keep yourself updated. Because as a lecturer, I love to have intelligent students. Because they used to keep me on my toes, and I love them to ask me questions, because that would help me think better. So the more intelligent, the more inquisitive, the more curious your mentee is, that helps us as mentors. And be confident, because whatever you say has to be said with conviction. Most importantly, you need to be a good listener to whatever the mentee has. He may be having problems, we need to listen. And it's both ways. We come to what are the qualities that a good mentee needs to have. And you have to be concerned about others, because that is what helps you develop other people. That is what helps you transform others as mentors. Next. So what are the different stages to which we take our mentees through? One is we need to sit with the new member, brief them all about Toastmasters, the entire program, how it works, what are all the possibilities for them, their CC manual, their leadership manual. Many of them do not realize that the leadership, there are so many leadership opportunities, and that manual needs to be brought regularly to meetings, because any time you can take up a role and you get credit. You are lucky now to get credit for everything that you do. In our days, we did not get credit. We did it for the love of Toastmasters, for the passion of Toastmasters. We coordinated speech clubs. We conducted youth leadership, all because we love to share our knowledge. And it did come in very handy for me for my DTM. I didn't have to do anything special to get. But now at every stage, you can take credit for whatever you do. So please go ahead and also look at the leadership manual parallelly, and each session bring that manual. Now orient them to we need to orient them to the customs, whatever the practices of the club, and what are the different standards, how we believe in our system very strongly, explain how to sign up, that even the VP membership would help you, and help with the icebreaker. That's the most important. Icebreaker, we can really help you out with your script, but thereafter you need to do it on your own, but because that's how we do this. And most importantly, whenever the mentee is giving a speech, I think the mentor must be present there, because that's the way you encourage your mentee. Be there to applaud him and appreciate whatever he's done. Give him the feedback too. And then next, to make members aware of all the resources. Let me tell you, in Toastmasters, everything is documented meticulously. If you follow these manuals thoroughly, you will always be a very knowledgeable Toastmaster. You work with luck. That is labor under constant knowledge. Everything is there in your manuals. Please take advantage. Everything is well documented, and now thanks to internet, you can get any amount of information. So please make members aware of all the resources. Provide them positive feedback. Since we've already used to evaluation, I don't think this is a very a major problem. And explain the responsibilities. Whenever he's taking up a new role, explain to the mentee all the responsibilities, and the mentee too should ask, check out how is it done, what is the best way to do it, and it's this. So also help them with the speech assignments, remind them. I think we also need to follow up and remind them that they need to do this. I have tried to follow up with one of my new mentees to give them her icebreaker, but unfortunately she's been very busy. But we also on our part, it's a two-way process, a bonding of a very unique nature. And the more we bond with each other, the better it is. Yeah? And then finally, the third stage is tell them how you yourself as a mentor have benefited. If you tell them how you benefited from Toastmasters, they get inspired and motivated. Then invite them to other events. Let me tell you, if you restrict yourself to the club events, you do not get a good perspective of Toastmasters. So whenever there are contests, whenever there are conferences, please go out, get acquainted with what's happening, meet people, and then you realize how valuable the Toastmaster program is. And whenever they achieve something, as mentors, we do it, but we also need to tell them also how well they've done. And of course, encourage them to take up the various roles on the committee. Encourage them to take up various roles on the committee. Explain to them about speech contest is another way of sharpening your speaking skills. Don't get disappointed if you do not win a contest, because each participation is sharpening of your this. And finally, tell them also about the Toastmasters International, how it works and what are the opportunities. There are immense number of opportunities. Now, to make this relationship stronger, what are the qualities you as a mentee need to have? Yeah, you should be eager to learn. Ask questions, find out how are things to be done. Unless that eagerness, enthusiasm is there to learn, you can never improve as a Toastmaster. Be receptive to whatever ideas that the mentor gives, and also respect the mentor. See, in case you do not hit it off well, you're at liberty to change your mentor, because each one has a different way of doing things. So if you're not comfortable, be open about it, discuss it with the mentor, and then look out for someone else. To avoid such a situation, what I would suggest is, when you take up the Toastmaster program, look into yourself, find out what are my strengths, where am I strong, what are my weaknesses, and what is it that I really want to sharpen. And depending on these, you can pick out the mentor that you want, because you are given an option to select the mentor that you want. And just by listening to a good speech, it doesn't mean that you run to become a mentee of that person. There could be someone else also who would be able to guide you better. So therefore, come for some of the meetings, interact with your Toastmasters, see how comfortable you are with them, and then decide on who the mentor you want to be. And be open to new ideas. Always try and learn new things. No, I've done this, and this is how I'll be able to do it. There were sometimes mentees who come, I'd give them some suggestions, but finally what they presented would be the same thing. And I would feel that, okay, no, this. But we as mentors also should say, fine, if the person is not comfortable with our ideas, fine. We should also be comfortable with that. And of course, be loyal. That goes without saying. And be grateful. Gratitude. Why is this session or this day being dedicated to mentors? Because of the gratitude that the club members have for the mentors. And And that is very, very essential. I'm sure we all are grateful to our teachers, because our teachers are the ones who molded us. And we are what we are because of our teachers. And similarly, as members, we are what we are because of our mentors. I'm really grateful to Arnold Mascarenhas, who's been my mentor, and if at all I am what I am, it's because of that strong foundation that I got as a Toastmaster. And the question is, how long do you remain with the mentor? They say that this is not an infinite relationship. As for Toastmasters, it's the first 3 projects, but I went on even for beyond my advanced projects too. I used to go to my mentor. So it all depends how long you want to go, but it needn't be right, forever. You can change, you can go later on to other people to get different perspectives, but initially take that help from your mentor and get a strong foundation. Just as as experienced people, if you want to sharpen some new skill, then you are most welcome to go to someone else. But every person is here to help you out, and this is a really great relationship that you can have. And whatever, if you want to get the best out of Toastmasters, I think you need to make the most out of your mentor. Thank you, and now the floor is open to any questions if you want. Any questions? Thanks for it. Thank you. Wonderful relationship, and it's been great having Mari as my mentee. I'm sure I've also learned a lot from Mari. Yeah. It's a mutual benefit. Yeah. Anything else? Have I covered everything? Yes, Vijayanand.
Madam, what happens in the case you keep asking the mentee to tell him or her to get on with the journey, Toastmaster, and he or she for some reason is finding it difficult to take that first step? So how do you deal with that?
How do you deal with it now? It depends on her job, her and come out with. Anyway. Let's see. Yeah, Mari. She starts, so I've told her that, okay, we do the journey again together. But I know, I've also had this problem that the person has not been able to come and do the icebreaker. Up to a certain level, you can try and coax them to, come and give their icebreaker. But sometimes I guess the jobs that you're in, you just can't do this, and maybe they don't want to take up the journey. As I always say, you can bring them up to the river, but it's up to them. As many of us say, you can up to the river, and if they don't want to take the benefit, you have to set it.
I think that river I blank on the side.
In your experience, what happens you have the mentees or some of the mentors that you might have consulted with? Have they actually applied the learning in their professional life?
I think a lot of them have applied it.
Good some examples.
Mari has been
No, if I might answer that, Sumi has guided me in many ways, and I have to say that even though I may not have done projects, but in many ways I can give credit to what Sumi has said. In dealing with people, in dealing, I'm on the parent teacher committee in my school, in dealing with the students, with teachers, my family members, in conflict resolution with family members. I mean, amazing ways. Please, there are many ways you can learn. And I have gained.
And it's not just Toastmasters. We can also be telling them things outside Toastmasters. How to deal with things outside Toastmasters. So I guess in their professions, so all of them have been using it. I assume if you have to be outside Toastmasters, I don't know. Yeah.
I know you have got a lot of mentees in your life. You have mentored a lot of people. So, if you look at the best mentees in your life, what is the single best quality in them?
The single best quality, I would say, that eagerness to come and do things, accept, take our suggestions, see if it works with them, and use it. Or you're free to use. It depends on your comfort level. What you can. Maybe, we may not be able to get just the right perspective from which you have made your speech. Or we would also encourage a lot of them to take up leadership roles. As I said, it's not just speeches. It's also the leadership role. I have explained, you want to know what are the good this. So,
what is the best one?
Huh?
What is the best? The number one?
The number one is to have an open mind. Yeah? Absorb. Yeah? And use it. Not be a sponge and just keep it with yourself, but use it. Yeah? That's how I would say. The main thing is to have an open mind and also see it. Don't think that, oh, this is my speech, how can it be changed? That's what you see. Yeah. Okay, one last.
Ma'am, I'm not very sure if this is the right question to ask after the entire presentation, but I was wondering, as a mentor, you expect your mentee to become a mentor at some point. What is that particular time that you decide on that the person is capable enough of being a mentor?
They say, it could be ideally that you've done several projects. You should have gone through at least a basic manual. And you should also be progressing in your journey. Yeah? You should also be progressing. So even if you have not done it, maybe you need to first understand that and then only give it. That's what I would say. And a mentor would be ideally who's gone through all the roles also. Who's done all the roles in the club. Not just the speaking manuals, but also taken up leadership roles, gone out, met other clubs, participated in all the other contests, because then you would have a frog view of Toastmasters. It's ideal that you go participate in conferences, meet other Toastmasters, try and understand what it is. Internet is there, you can always learn about international this. You should be well read, I would say. Yeah?
Just add to what Vicky asked.
Yeah.
To become a mentor, the most important thing is that you should have given pathetic speeches, not performed your role. Because only then you learn that what you missed out. And once you do that, then you are having an open mind and then you can.
Followed and got enough and all that. Know what it is. You should, have failed several times, as he rightly says. You too should have failed, because failures are stepping stones to success. Yeah.
How do we express our gratitude to men? Expressing it. May I request Toastmaster John Bosco on stage to present the token of gratitude to Menon.